Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you, do you feel like you're truly in control of your future? Or do you sometimes feel like life is happening to you, as if you're just a passenger along for the ride? Ladies and gentlemen, do you ever feel like your life is dictated by external forces, by circumstances beyond your control, by the actions of others, or by the unpredictability of the world around you? It's easy to get trapped in this mindset, to believe that everything is happening to you, and that you are a passive observer of your own existence. But let me tell you this, your future is not a product of the world's chaos. It is a direct reflection of the choices you make and the responsibility you take for your life. The first step in changing your future is recognizing the incredible power of personal responsibility. Many people go through life blaming everything and everyone else for their current situation. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that if only this or that had been different, if only you had been born into different circumstances, if only you had a better job, if only your family had supported you more, you would be in a better place right now. But here's the thing, if you spend your energy pointing fingers at others, you are giving up the most valuable power you have, the ability to shape your own life. You are the author of your own story. No one else is writing it for you. Now, don't get me wrong, life is hard. It's full of challenges, setbacks, and moments of failure. It's not always fair, and sometimes things happen that are completely beyond your control. But that doesn't mean you are powerless. In fact, the moment you stop blaming the world and take full responsibility for your actions, your thoughts, and your choices, you unlock the most powerful tool for transformation you'll ever have. Personal responsibility is the foundation of true freedom. Think about it for a moment. When you take responsibility for your life, you stop waiting for someone or something to change in order to make your life better. You stop wishing for things to be easier. Instead, you focus on what you can do right now to improve your situation. You recognize that every action, no matter how small, contributes to the future you are creating. If you want to get fit, stop waiting for motivation to strike and take responsibility for your health. If you want to build a successful career, stop blaming others for your lack of opportunity and take responsibility for your growth and development. If you want better relationships, stop pointing fingers and take responsibility for your own behavior and communication. Taking responsibility doesn't mean you have to do everything alone. It doesn't mean you have to ignore the impact of your environment or the challenges you face. What it means is that you acknowledge your role in the situation. You acknowledge that while you might not control everything that happens to you, you control how you respond. You control the decisions you make. You control your mindset, and ultimately, you control the direction in which your life will go. This is the power of personal responsibility. It's not about being perfect or having everything figured out. It's about embracing the truth that your life is in your hands, and that's the most liberating truth you can hold on to. When you own your actions and choices, you take back your power and move forward with intention. You stop letting life happen to you, and you start making life happen for you. It's up to you to decide how the story unfolds, and that's the most powerful decision you can ever make. In a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable, the need for discipline and order has never been greater. We live in an age where distractions are everywhere, where instant gratification is just a click away, and where it's all too easy to get sidetracked by the noise of everyday life. But here's the hard truth. If you want to achieve anything meaningful, if you want to rise above mediocrity and reach the potential that's within you, you must learn the value of discipline and order. It is the foundation upon which success is built, the structure that allows you to thrive despite the chaos around you. The world around us is full of distractions, constant notifications, pressures, temptations, and noise. In such an environment, it's easy to get lost, to let your attention wander, and to fall into habits that serve nothing but the present moment. Yet, if you want to accomplish anything that truly matters, you must step outside the current of this chaotic world. You have to create your own order, your own space where you are in control, where your actions are deliberate and intentional. Discipline is not about restriction or denial. It's about making decisions that move you closer to your goals. It's about understanding that instant gratification is a fleeting pleasure and that true success comes from consistent effort, from the commitment to show up every single day. Without discipline, you are like a ship adrift in an open sea, subject to the whims of the wind and wave. But with discipline, you chart a course and you stay on it, even when the sea gets rough. It's a daily choice to act with intention, to make decisions that align with your long-term vision, rather than giving in to momentary desires. Order is what gives structure to your actions, what turns your intentions into reality. It's not enough to simply want something. You need a plan, a system, a structure that guides your every move. Without order, even the most well-intentioned efforts will fall apart. Chaos might be exciting, but it's also paralyzing. It leaves you feeling overwhelmed, unsure of where to focus your energy. Order, on the other hand, allows you to focus, to prioritize, and to move forward with clarity and purpose. Together, discipline and order work hand in hand. Discipline allows you to stay committed to your plan, even when distractions pull at your attention. It enables you to push through resistance, to persevere when things get difficult. And order provides the framework, the roadmap that keeps you on track, ensuring that your efforts are not wasted. When you combine these two forces, you create a powerful momentum that propels you toward your goals, no matter how challenging they may seem. In a world that constantly pushes you to seek shortcuts, to take the easy way out, discipline and order are the antidotes. They are the tools that separate those who merely dream from those who achieve. The person who understands the value of discipline and order is the person who thrives even when circumstances are not ideal. They know that success is not a product of luck or chance, but of consistent effort and a deliberate, organized approach. So, if you are serious about changing your life, about building something lasting, you must embrace discipline and order. They are not just values. They are the bedrock upon which all lasting success is built. Struggle is something that most of us try to avoid, something that we instinctively see as an obstacle, a challenge, or even a failure. From an early age, we're taught to seek comfort, to avoid pain, and to look for the easiest path forward. But what if I told you that struggle is not something to fear or avoid, but something to embrace? What if I told you that in the moments of your greatest struggle, you are actually positioned for your greatest growth? The truth is, without struggle, there is no real progress. Growth happens only when you face challenges, when you step outside your comfort zone, and when you push yourself beyond what you thought was possible. Life isn't designed to be easy. If it were, it would be stagnant without any real advancement. The discomfort, the setbacks, and the struggles you face are not signs that you're failing. They are signs that you are on the edge of something greater. When you embrace struggle, you begin to see it for what it truly is, an opportunity. An opportunity to learn, to improve, and to evolve into a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of yourself. It is in the hardest times that you are given the chance to discover what you're truly made of. Think about the times in your life when you've grown the most. Were they the moments when everything was easy, when things were going smoothly? Or were they the moments when you were challenged, when you felt like giving up, when you were pushed to your absolute limits? Chances are it's the latter. Growth is not born from comfort, it's born from adversity. It's the struggle that forces you to adapt, to think differently, and to rise above the obstacles in your way. When you face adversity head-on, you develop qualities like resilience, determination, and grit, qualities that are impossible to cultivate without the challenges that come with struggle. But here's the key. It's not enough to simply go through struggle. You must choose to grow from it. The way you approach your struggles determines whether or not they will lead to growth. If you see every challenge as an insurmountable problem, something to fear or avoid, you will never experience the true power of struggle. However, if you choose to embrace it, to learn from it, and to persist through it, you'll discover that every struggle is a stepping stone to something greater. The most successful people, the most accomplished individuals, are not those who have avoided hardship. They are the ones who have faced it, learned from it, and used it as fuel to propel themselves forward. Moreover, embracing struggle doesn't mean that you won't experience pain or frustration. Growth is not always comfortable, but it is through this discomfort that you develop strength. You build the resilience needed to face the next challenge, the next obstacle. And each time you overcome something, you expand your capacity to handle even greater struggles in the future. Over time, the struggles that once seemed overwhelming begin to feel less daunting. You become stronger, more capable, and more confident in your ability to navigate whatever comes your way. So, instead of running from struggle, I urge you to face it with open arms. See it as the gift that it truly is, an opportunity for growth, for learning, and for becoming the person you are meant to be. The road may be hard, but every step you take through your struggles is one step closer to the version of yourself that you've always dreamed of becoming. In today's world, we often hear the phrase, "just be happy," as if happiness is the ultimate goal, the pinnacle of success, and the final destination in life. We are constantly encouraged to chase after happiness, to find ways to feel good in the moment, and to seek out experiences that bring us pleasure. While happiness is undoubtedly a beautiful and desirable feeling, it's important to understand that it is fleeting, temporary, and not a sustainable source of fulfillment. What truly provides lasting satisfaction and purpose in life is not the pursuit of happiness itself, but the pursuit of meaning. Meaning is the deeper, more enduring foundation upon which a truly fulfilling life is built. Happiness, while wonderful when it's present, often depends on external circumstances, on fleeting pleasures, on temporary successes, on things that come and go. It's easy to find yourself constantly chasing the next happy moment, only to realize that once you've achieved it, it fades and you're left searching for the next thing. The truth is that happiness, in its most superficial form, is often shallow. It's like a surface-level experience, a fleeting sensation that can easily be disrupted by the chaos of life. You might feel happy for a moment, but unless you find something deeper, something meaningful to anchor yourself to, that happiness will eventually slip away, leaving you feeling empty or unfulfilled. Meaning, on the other hand, is much deeper. It is a sense of purpose, of direction, of contributing to something greater than yourself. Meaning is found in the pursuit of goals that challenge you, that stretch you beyond your comfort zone, and that connect you to something transcendent. It's not about seeking instant gratification, but about aligning your actions with your values and beliefs and finding fulfillment in the journey itself, not just in the outcomes. Meaning is what sustains you through hardship, what gives you strength in times of adversity. It is the underlying force that helps you push through difficulties, knowing that your efforts are contributing to a larger picture, to a greater purpose. When you focus on meaning rather than happiness, you begin to make decisions that are aligned with your values and long-term vision. You start to engage in work that challenges you, that pushes you to grow, even if it doesn't always feel easy or comfortable. Meaning allows you to face struggles and obstacles head-on because you understand that these challenges are part of the process, part of the pursuit of something greater than momentary pleasure. You begin to see that the satisfaction derived from overcoming adversity, from working toward a purpose, is far more fulfilling and lasting than the fleeting high of happiness. Meaning also fosters a deeper connection with others. While happiness can sometimes be an isolated experience, meaning often involves contributing to the well-being of others, making a positive impact, and being part of something bigger than yourself. It's about finding your place in the world and understanding how your actions affect those around you. This sense of connection, of purpose in the service of others or in the pursuit of a common goal, is what leads to lasting fulfillment and personal growth. The sense of belonging and contribution you gain from living a meaningful life far outweighs the temporary satisfaction of chasing after happiness. Ultimately, meaning is the solid foundation that provides enduring fulfillment. It's what holds you steady during life's challenges and gives you direction when the path becomes unclear. While happiness is a valuable and enjoyable emotion, It is not a sustainable goal on its own. The pursuit of meaning, however, creates a deeper sense of satisfaction, connection, and purpose that endures long after the temporary moments of happiness have passed. It is through meaning that we find the true depth of life's experience, and it is through meaning that we grow into the best versions of ourselves. In a world that often values perfection, it's easy to fall into the trap of waiting for everything to be just right before taking action. We wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect circumstances to line up before we make a move. We tell ourselves that we need to be fully prepared, fully knowledgeable, or fully skilled before we step forward. But here's the truth. Perfection is an illusion, and waiting for it will only hold you back. The real power lies not in waiting for the perfect conditions, but in taking action, even when things aren't perfect. One of the biggest obstacles to achieving our goals is the constant pursuit of perfection. We think that in order to succeed, we need to have everything figured out, that we need to have all the answers, all the skills, and all the resources at our disposal. But the reality is, the more you wait for perfection, the more you delay progress. The more you wait, the more time you waste, and the further away your goals will seem. Perfection doesn't exist in the way we often imagine it, and waiting for it can paralyze us, leaving us stuck in a cycle of procrastination and indecision. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment to act, you must learn to embrace imperfection and take action regardless of your doubts or uncertainties. The truth is, action creates momentum. It's through taking the first step, no matter how small or imperfect, that you begin to build progress and move closer to your goals. Waiting for everything to be perfect is like standing at the edge of a cliff, waiting for the ideal weather conditions to jump. But the longer you wait, the more you hesitate, and the more you miss out on the experience of learning, growing, and improving. Taking action, even in the face of uncertainty, is how you make progress. It is how you learn. It's how you gain valuable experience. The more you act, the more you discover about what works and what doesn't, and the faster you can adapt and improve. Perfection isn't something that can be achieved through endless planning and preparation. It's something that comes through trial and error, through taking imperfect action and adjusting as you go. The most successful people are not the ones who waited for the perfect conditions. They are the ones who acted, failed, learned, and kept going. When you take action, you open yourself up to growth and possibility. Each step you take, no matter how imperfect, is a step toward your goal. And even if you make mistakes, those mistakes are valuable lessons that teach you what not to do the next time. Success is not a straight path, and perfection is not a prerequisite for progress. The real key to success is the willingness to act despite the imperfections, to keep moving forward even when the way ahead is unclear. By taking action, you begin to create the momentum that will propel you toward your dreams, one step at a time. It's important to understand that perfectionism often stems from fear, the fear of failure, the fear of not being good enough, the fear of making mistakes. But the truth is, failure is not the enemy. Failure is an inevitable part of the process. It is through failure that we learn, grow, and ultimately succeed. When you stop waiting for the perfect moment and start taking action, you free yourself from the paralyzing grip of fear and give yourself the chance to succeed, to fail, and to improve. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for the ideal conditions. Take action now, even if it's not perfect. Every step you take brings you closer to the life you want to create. Perfection will never come before action, but action will always bring you closer to where you need to be. The future is something that many people think of as distant, something that exists beyond the horizon, out of reach, and yet full of possibility. It is easy to think of the future as a vague concept, a place where our dreams and ambitions will come true at some point in time. But here's the truth. Your future is not some far-off destination. It is being created right now in the choices you make today. Every moment, every decision, every action that you take in the present is a building block, shaping the life that you will one day live. We often believe that our future is determined by external forces, by the opportunities we encounter, by the people we meet, or by circumstances beyond our control. While these factors certainly play a role, the most powerful force in shaping your future is you. It is the choices you make today, the effort you put in now, that will determine where you find yourself tomorrow. The idea that the future is something to be passively awaited is a myth. The truth is, your future is something that you actively create with every decision you make. You are the architect of your own destiny, and each choice you make is another stroke on the canvas of your life. In a world that is constantly changing, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that you have no control over what happens next. It's easy to think that your circumstances dictate your future, but that mindset is disempowering. Instead, understand that you have the ability to influence the direction of your life, right here and right now. The decisions you make today have a ripple effect on your future. The work you put in, the habits you develop, the relationships you nurture, and the mindset you cultivate will all determine what kind of future you experience. Many people wait for the right moment to act, thinking that some magical opportunity will come along and change everything for them. They wait for the perfect conditions to make a change, to start working on their goals, or to take that leap of faith. But here's the reality: there is no perfect moment. The future doesn't wait for you to be ready. It unfolds based on the actions you take in the present. If you wait until you feel perfectly prepared, until everything aligns perfectly, you may end up waiting forever. The future doesn't just happen to you. It happens because of the decisions you make today. What you choose to focus on today, how you spend your time, and what kind of person you choose to become will determine the direction your life takes. If you want to live a life of success, fulfillment, and purpose, you must take ownership of your actions and decisions. Every small choice you make, whether it's choosing to work on a goal, deciding to improve yourself, or even how you choose to react to challenges, adds up over time, and these choices create the reality you will experience in the future. You are building your future, one decision at a time. It's easy to get lost in the idea that the future is a distant and uncertain place, something we have no control over. But the reality is that the present moment is all we truly have. How you live today, how you act today, and the intentions you set today are what shape the life you will one day lead. The future is not some distant, abstract event that will happen to you. It is something you are actively creating with every thought, every action, and every choice you make in the here and now. Your future isn't waiting for you to arrive at some predetermined point. It is unfolding in this very moment. So, take action, make deliberate choices, and know that today is the day that determines the life you will live tomorrow.